You keep saying, I want to change my life. But here's the truth, change doesn't stick. Identity does. Think about it. How many times have you promised yourself, I'm going to eat healthier, I'm going to wake up earlier, I'm going to hustle harder, and for a week or two, you do it, but then life happens. Old habits creep back in, and suddenly, you're right where you started. Why? Because you were trying to change your actions without changing your identity. This video is about the shift that actually works. Not, I want to succeed, but I am the kind of person who succeeds. Not, I'm trying to quit smoking, but I'm not a smoker. That subtle shift from doing to being is what transforms your entire life. Here's why this matters. Most people fail at self-improvement not because they don't want it badly enough, but because they're fighting against their own self-image. If deep down you still see yourself as lazy, broke, unlucky, or undisciplined, then every new habit feels like swimming upstream. You might make progress, but eventually you'll snap back. The secret is simple. People act in alignment with who they believe they are. If you think you're the kind of person who's bad with money, you'll sabotage yourself even when you get a raise. If you think you're just not athletic, you'll avoid the gym no matter how many workout plans you buy. Identity drives behavior more than willpower ever could. So let's break it down. There are 3 levels of change. At the surface level, you focus on outcomes. The second level is process. You focus on habits and systems. I'm going to meal prep. I'll automate my savings. I'll train 3 times a week. That's better. It's about action, but it's still incomplete. The deepest level is identity. You stop saying, I'm trying to lose weight, and start saying, I'm a healthy person. You stop saying, I'm trying to save, and start saying, I'm the kind of person who builds wealth. You stop saying, I'm training for a marathon, and start saying, I'm a runner. Identity is powerful because once you are something, you don't have to convince yourself to do it. A runner doesn't debate whether to run. A reader doesn't question if they should pick up a book. A disciplined person doesn't wrestle with whether to stick to their budget. They just do it because that's who they are. But here's the challenge. Shifting identity isn't instant. You don't just say I'm rich and suddenly have money. Identity is built like a brick wall, one small proof stacked on another. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. Go for a run, that's a vote for being a runner. Save $20, that's a vote for being financially smart. Write 1 page, that's a vote for being a writer. It's not about perfection. You don't need unanimous votes to prove your identity. You just need a majority. Think of it like politics. Your habits are casting ballots. The more votes you stack in favor of your desired identity, the stronger it becomes. Here's an example. Let's say you've always struggled with discipline. You've labeled yourself as inconsistent. You've worn that identity for years. Now, you want to change. But instead of saying, I'm trying to be disciplined, you start small. You do one hard thing each day. Wake up on time, finish a workout, stick to your budget. Each of those is a vote. Over time, those votes add up, and one day you realize you are disciplined. And here's the kicker, you'll start protecting that identity. Once you see yourself as disciplined, the idea of skipping the gym feels off. It's not that you can miss it, that it doesn't align with who you are anymore. That's how identity locks in habits. But let's address the elephant in the room. What if your past identity is heavy? What if you've spent years being the opposite of who you want to become? That's where most people get stuck. They drag around old labels like chains. I'm just bad with money. I always quit. I never finish anything. Here's the truth. Your past doesn't define you. It just explains you. You're not bound to it. Identities aren't permanent, they're choices. And every day you cast new votes. Maybe your past self lost 100 battles, but today you get to decide who wins the next one. So how do you actually shift identity? Start small but be deliberate. Step 1. Declare the identity you want. I am healthy. I am disciplined. I am wealthy. Step 2. Design tiny actions that prove it, not huge leap, small votes. If you want to be a reader, read 1 page. If you want to be fit, do 5 push-ups. If you want to be wealthy, save $1. Step 3. Reinforce it with language. Don't say, I'm trying. Say, I am. Even if it feels weird at first, language shapes belief. Step 4. Protect the identity. When you slip and you wilt, and let it erase the story. Missing 1 workout doesn't make you lazy. Overspending once doesn't make you broke. 1 lost vote doesn't undo an entire election. The climax here is this. The person you want to become isn't out there waiting, it's already inside you. You don't need to change into them. You just need to start acting like them until your brain accepts, yeah, this is who I am now. Think of it like shedding an old skin. You're not trying to escape who you were, you're revealing who you really are underneath all the noise, all the doubt, all the labels. And once you make that shift, everything gets easier. You don't chase success, you embody it. You don't try to stay motivated. You just live in alignment. You don't force discipline, it flows because it's part of your identity. So here's the summary. Stop trying to change. Stop chasing outcomes like they're magic spells. Instead, shift your identity. Decide who you are. Cast small votes every day, and watch your actions naturally align with the person you already believe yourself to be. And if you're ready to see how this identity shift leads into unstoppable momentum, watch the next episode because that's where everything you've been building finally clicks into place.